All right, let's dive into something pretty wild. We're going to explore a bizarre visual trick that your own brain plays on you. And trust me, it starts out as a simple illusion, but it ends up asking some really big questions about reality itself. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever caught a glimpse of something just out of the corner of your eye and it looked, well, just wrong? Let's be more specific. Have you ever wondered why, if the conditions are just right, a totally normal-looking face can suddenly look grotesque, almost like a monster?
Well, it's not just you, and it actually has a name, the flashed face distortion effect. It's a real, scientifically documented illusion. Basically, if you stare at a dot in the middle of a screen while a bunch of faces flash by really quickly on the sides in your peripheral vision, they start to look like something from a horror movie. We're talking huge eyes, warped noses, twisted mouths. It's super strange, a little unsettling, and honestly pretty fascinating.
Now, your first reaction might be to think, oh no, my brain is broken. But here's the crazy part. It's the exact opposite. This isn't a glitch in the system. What you're experiencing is actually a side effect of your brain working exactly the way it's supposed to, with incredible, almost ruthless efficiency. So, okay, how in the world does this happen? It's a really cool process. First, you've got these faces flashing super fast in your peripheral vision. Your brain's trying to keep up, right? But it doesn't have time to analyze every single face from scratch. That would just be way too slow. So instead, it takes a shortcut. It compares each new face to the one it just saw. And to do that fast, it literally exaggerates the differences. So a nose that's a tiny bit bigger than the last one suddenly looks huge. Now you combine that with the fact that our peripheral vision is already kind of blurry and low resolution, and what do you get? A bizarre, monstrous-looking caricature. And that's really the bottom line here. Your brain's main goal is just rapid recognition. It's a shortcut that, most of the time, helps you identify people in a split second. But the unintended side effect of this awesome shortcut is this totally bizarre visual illusion. It's a trade-off, you know? Speed and efficiency in exchange for perfect accuracy. This is where it starts to get really, really deep. This one little illusion shows us a fundamental truth about how we experience the entire world. The source material puts it perfectly. Our perception is a construction. It's not a direct one-to-one copy of what's out there. Our brain is constantly filtering, interpreting, and yes, sometimes even exaggerating reality. Think about it like this. This whole visual trick connects to a much bigger idea. You know how when you read a book, your understanding of it is shaped by your own background, your beliefs, your assumptions? Well, it's the same thing with our vision. Our view of the world is shaped by our brain's built-in cognitive framework. We don't just see reality, we interpret it. And that, of course, leads to a massive question. If something as basic and fundamental as seeing a face can be so easily warped by our brain's internal programming, what else are we misinterpreting without even knowing it? Because these shortcuts, these biases, they don't just apply to faces. They can totally affect how we perceive events, how we make snap judgments, and even how we understand really abstract concepts like morality or spiritual realities. Our brains were wired for survival and efficiency, not necessarily for grasping some kind of absolute ultimate truth. And this idea, that our brains are built for survival, not perfect truth, is where the source material we're looking at takes its analysis to the next level. It puts forward a really compelling argument. If our perception is inherently flawed, if it's always under construction, then maybe our own reasoning, all by itself, just isn't equipped to grasp ultimate objective truths. So following that logic, the source then presents this idea. What if divine intervention, say through guidance or prophets, could act as a necessary correction? In this view, it's like an external signal that helps us see past the built-in distortions of our own minds. The source uses a great analogy. It's like trying to see an object in a dark room. Relying on our own flawed perception is like taking a blurry glimpse, but divine guidance is like someone turning on the light so you can see it clearly. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, the flashed face distortion effect is way more than just a cool party trick. It's a powerful, tangible demonstration that our perception is a construction, not a recording. It really highlights our own built-in limitations, and you know what? It serves as a great call for some intellectual humility, a little reminder to question our assumptions and maybe, just maybe, be a bit more open to considering other points of view. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If something you trust as much as your own eyesight can be fooled this easily by a few flashing pictures,
what else in your world, your beliefs, your judgments, your certainties, might be worth taking a second, much closer look.